Hello, everybody. Today I'm here with two assholes in a person. I guess. Today. I guess
Well,
it's a guess. I didn't even hear
Oh,
what that
yeah,
nigga
I
said.
guess I'm that person.
Yeah, he got an anime profile. Really original.
Man, you know how it goes. It's normal shit.
So right here, this is my good friend Trickster. But I'm gonna call him Brandon because I'm not about to call him Trickster for like 30 minutes. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
That's the black icon right there on my above me. Always the top. Doka.
Always on top.
Always the top. And then on the right corner, the green Yoshi nigga is, of course, the lovely, sexy Housen, aka Richie.
Wait, I didn't. Yeah, I just realized this is a bird. Or what about looking at Yoshi? Okay, yeah.
There's Yoshi sitting on the edge of
Yeah,
the
I just see that.
castle
Pass my bottle.
So
with a
sad.
honey.
Exactly, bro.
His own personal bottle of honey.
Wait, isn't this like from?
Yeah, bro.
This is Mario Party.
I don't know where that's from. I'm not gonna hold
No,
you.
no. Just say Mario, bro. You'll be alright.
Oh, okay.
But
I
yeah.
like
You know how
anime. It
people
feels
feel
like I've
about
seen it
generalizing.
somewhere. Oh my god.
Whoa, what just happened?
No, nope, nope.
Nope.
Can I
What?
generalize it? Can I please generalize it? Doko, don't laugh.
What's
You're
happening?
not making this any better.
Doka's
I
not even
wasn't
talking.
laughing.
He's not even
That breaks
talking.
my heart. Wasn't even talking. Break my heart.
Wasn't even talking.
What
Honestly, I
is
got tight.
happening?
I was playing Guilty Gear Strive. I'm gonna get off this
Ooh.
game
Bro, he's
now.
not paying
Nah.
attention.
See me
Nah.
in that.
You have my attention. Now you have my erection.
All right,
Oh.
so Brandon, how about you? How about you
Say
tell us a little bit about yourself today? Yeah.
Please. Yes.
that
Please.
again. Say that
How
again.
about you tell
Sorry.
us a little bit about yourself? Give us a little
Again?
A
bit
little
of
bit about myself.
a little background on the man that's
I
here
mean,
today.
I'm just a man, and I'm here, and I'm just here to chat, see what's the vibe, you know.
Anything you want to plug or anything you want to say about
I got a
yourself?
YouTube channel, Trickster Puck, follow that,
We'll put it on the screen.
yeah,
We'll
just
put
put it on screen.
Who's
It'll be
I?
right there.
I will if I feel like it, and I don't.
Could you please shout me out, man?
No, don't beg. Get off your knees. Don't beg this prick. This little.
Anyways,
So how did Senju get you here? Did he beg you? Did he contact you?
Oh,
Did he...
he did every favor he could have probably asked for.
Always. I like
Yo.
the sound of that. That's how I got here. It's okay. Don't
Oh,
feel
yeah?
bad. Yeah. That's how we're all here.
Don't
Yeah,
start.
Amori treated me well.
No
Oh, I just
more.
killed it.
Nothing.
Senju, you good?
yeah. So
You fighting it with your chair or something?
No, he's not.
that
was
wasn't
that
me.
interaction?
That was me. All right. So alright, what are we doing again?
We're gonna do the
Nah,
cup of the
you.
day. You want the cup of the day? I
Yeah,
got
where's
you.
the cup of the day?
You want the cup of the day? You
The
sure you want the
cup of the day. Give me
I don't
that
think you're
damn
ready for the
cup of the day.
I don't think you're ready for the cup of the
Give
day.
me, give me,
I don't think you're
Why are
ready
we
for the
not
cup.
ready?
give me.
I don't think you're not ready. I don't think you're ready.
Why?
Can you
I just
shut?
don't think-
Can you say it, nigga? Damn.
All right. You sure you're ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go to Starbucks and get some hot chocolates and get some hot cocoa. Holidays are here. First day of
No, it's not.
Kwanzaa was a couple of days ago. It's pretty cool. It's pretty
Wasn't.
lit.
I don't know.
You said
coffee.
Kwanzaa? You said
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa.
Was it not Kwanzaa?
I thought it was Hanukkah.
Somebody come get him.
Oh,
Bro.
it's Hanukkah.
Or was it
Somebody
like
come get her.
one of them? Yeah.
The fuck
It-
am I listening
was-
to?
It was definitely Hanukkah. But yeah, go get some hot cocoa. Some milk, some
Ugh, I
sugar.
don't do. Milk is no bueno, bro.
Oh, you're lactose intolerant?
Yeah, I'm like one of the inferior genetic humans.
Inferior.
Yeah, because
Fine.
like I'm weak to lactose. Why? I don't know.
Are you
So no.
submissive too?
Okay.
Sorry, what?
I just had to ask. Huh?
No.
Never mind. Never mind. We can wait. No. Oh, okay. Doka, my friend, my pal.
I was gonna say, viewers get a whipped cream. I prefer whipped cream. Uh, Trickster, I'm sorry, you're fucked. You can't have whipped cream.
I tend to have it anyway. I take the penalty anyway.
Ah,
You know,
What is
it
the
tastes so
penalty?
good. Why not?
Good
His guts be
choice.
twisted. That's the
good
penalty.
choice.
Farting his
Do you just go to the
asshole off.
Or is it like? Put me
Sorry.
on, bro. Do
What
you
you-
just go to the bathroom? Like,
I mean,
it
yeah,
affects people
I just go to the
differently, you know?
bathroom.
Bro.
That's not so
Or I mean, it's more like my stomach will be upset. It doesn't mean I have to shit or anything all the time. It just means my stomach will be like
Tilted.
grumbly and shit. Yeah.
Damn,
So I
I'm
tend not to
sorry.
eat it. Tend not to eat it, or I just take lactose pills. Lactose pills help a lot.
That's a thing?
Yeah, you could eat anything you want as long as you take 2 pills right beforehand.
That's cool. Huh. Where do you get that? Like a pharmacy or?
Yeah, a regular pharmacy, any store, just called lactate pills.
Swag.
Oh yeah, they have that at the place I work.
Oh yeah.
I can't say. Can I say?
You work at the
I said
same
it
place
before,
and
right?
don't say it, and no, you didn't. I blocked it.
Didn't you quit? Oh, you're back there. You're back at that place, that job, that.
This is very indirect ways to speak.
Before
Cause I can't. We can't talk shit about it, right? Can we? I don't
None.
think so.
Nah.
I'm not like
that
without
doesn't-
like I could talk shit, but not mention where it is, cause then it's a problem.
Oh, it's a problem.
But I fucking hate that place. There you go.
That's a good way to say it. Nothing revealed.
Me too, bro. Me too.
I hate it too. I don't
Alright.
even know what we're talking about.
Wait, what?
We're
You
talking
work
about
there?
the workplace. Yeah, he also.
Yeah, I know,
works
but I
at
don't
the
know where this
workplace.
workplace is. So.
Are you being like Kuwait, nigga?
You have to. We don't want to get in trouble.
Fuck it, whatever. Anyways, Hellison, I heard you had a topic that you wanted to discuss.
Wait a minute. Before
Nope.
we continue, what happened to the other?
I
Yes.
Number 5.
I was
The
hoping
itinerary.
not to get
Bring it
into that
up.
right now.
Bring it up.
Guys, we weren't supposed. It was too early.
We
Too
know.
early.
It's in the script.
Like always.
No, I think you read a
Doka
few
comes
lines
to-
ahead, man. We weren't supposed
No.
to say that yet.
No way.
Yeah, I won't. We won't. They won't be able to be joining us this afternoon. They had too many issues and too many prior engagements to get in with. But let's just push ahead.
Understandable.
So, anybody had a topic they wanted to discuss before I go into possibly the main topic?
It has to be.
Any
All right.
additional topics?
He has to be the main hoe.
I am the leader. Yes,
Yeah, bro. Apparently he's the leader.
I
Oh, he gets to
do.
decide.
I do decide decisions. Yes,
You decide the decisions.
I
Okay.
do decides. Yes,
You decide. You pick all the chooses.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Well, what's up? Any topics from the queens? I mean kings.
Yeah,
Okay,
there was
did you
supposed to be a
watch the
queen
video?
here.
Watch what video?
There was.
Okay,
sadly,
thanks
there
for
was-
Okay,
answering,
so
Doka.
all I'm seeing is from topics. What's your kink? Cock and ball torture. That's crazy.
What?
That's what I'm saying. That's
Or
what
is
I'm
it ball
saying.
torture? I mean, I want to know. Let's go for it. You know.
What?
No, wait. I'm not trying to bring that up. I'm
What?
just saying that's the first thing I saw.
DJ
on my
that tried to-
In the
screen.
Discord?
Oh,
Why is that in my Discord, yo?
Yeah, that's what I'm just wondering.
Yo, who wrote it? What
But
name
nah,
does
man.
it say?
Doka, is that your king?
I ain't a fan of cock and ball torture. I
Oh
don't
my
think that's
goodness,
good.
yo.
How did you find out? Did you hit yourself on the
How
stake
did I
or something?
find out? I think there was like a day I just squished my nuts so hard. I was like, nah, this hurts. This hurts.
I hope you're trolling.
Oh yeah.
I hope. I hope. I mean, actually, no. Let me not judge. You know.
Was I looking for?
Hey
it?
man. Oh yeah, I
Um,
thought kink shaming was your thing.
King Shane.
Shaming
yeah,
is
it's
my
it's
kink.
my kink. Exactly. No, I just do it to
I
this
knew it
guy
was
Doka.
Doka. I knew it was Doka that said that shit.
That was a
You just
long
found
time
it.
ago.
I mean, I'm recording. I can't really just like
Yeah,
leave
right.
the thing.
Understandable.
Yeah, it was Doka's dirty ass that said that shit. You fucking freak.
Anytime. You're welcome.
Anyways, I guess I'll go into the topic.
Let's get into this. Did you write the information down? Did you read upon this information?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Are you paraphrasing?
so
He's
the
paraphrasing.
topic
I'm
is
not.
more gonna be interview type
Hold on.
today. We're gonna be more probing this bastard for things, you know. As well as the rest of you, I'm gonna more.
What was
I
the
might
word you
take
used?
probing. I might take a back seat, but I'll also answer here and there. Yeah. I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
So, something that I would have loved to have been able to get into with an older person from an older generation, which is the person that I wanted to have today, but life doesn't work out that way. But I wanted to kind of touch on how parenting has been in all our communities for the most part. Kind of an extension of our last topic that we spoke about last week, which was people kind of having issues with mental health and dealing with their own mental health and being unable to rely on family members and even friends, you know. So I'll say this to say that. Has anybody ever felt like, how would you describe your parents? I guess that's a better way to phrase it first. Like, would you describe your family or parents, whoever is your guardian, maybe, to be on the stricter side or the more lenient side? Which one? Uh, Anybody want to go first?
I'll go first.
Hmm.
So, on the day I was conceived, my dad busted the fattest nut into my mother. Right.
Wow.
9 months later, poof! I came into this earth. Fucking amazing. I filmed it and everything. It's on YouTube. Right?
I
Nah,
don't
but
think
how
that
I
could
would
be on
describe my
How the
parents.
fuck? How the fuck did you film it on YouTube?
Nah.
If this was like a live feed, you'd see the most confused face from me. I'd be fucking bewildered right now.
Yeah, I was just listening. Like,
But yeah,
I would say
what's up?
my mother's pretty nice. She's pretty understanding now. Um, Growing up with her was much more difficult. We were clashed because I was her only son, and I am her only son. I not was. I am her. Well, I am her only son, and before then, she only had my siblings, which were females. So she couldn't really. I don't want to say control me, but like understand what I was going through and how to deal with it. So we would always clash, and I'd be like, "How would you know? You're not. You don't understand what I'm going through. You don't get what I'm going through." I would be like, "Oh, only he would know." Like I'm alluding to my father. But obviously, life doesn't go that way. It just doesn't. You would think, oh, this motherfucker's been in my shoes. He understands what that's like. Obviously, that's not the case as well. We would also clash. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I thought you would understand, and that's on my part as well. Expecting and trying to understand instead of trying to be understood. I should have worked on that instead of being trying to understand. But other than that, my parental relationship is pretty cool now. It's more um, sustainable. I'm older. There's not much they can do.
That's cute.
yeah, I can kind of relate to that.
No.
I think like my parents, they weren't really strict or anything, I guess, but I mean to certain degrees they were. But they're like traditional in a sense because they come from their country or whatever, and they weren't born here in America, so they have those like traditional values still instilled in them. instilled in them. And my mom, she had 4 children, including me. I was the youngest, so everyone had their fair share of mother And then I guess when I came along, she was very more caring compared to the other children. Like I got the least worst out of everyone else type of deal. So I guess I didn't really have to experience what they did or what they experienced with her, because she used to be really terrible, I guess, when she was young or when we were growing up with her, and she mellowed out more as time grew. And like now, she doesn't really. She used to be really crazy, but she's calmed down now. We've had a lot of talks before, and we've come to understandings that you can't change a person or you can't force them to do things, and that you need to just compromise, see what the other person's feeling, and things work out better that way.
Yeah, it seems like you both kind of, as you got older, realized it wasn't really about being heard. It was more about listening yourself.
Yeah. So I came to understand to listen to her, like, words a little bit more often than usual. Because before I'd just be like, whatever, okay, sure, da da da. But now it would just be, okay, I'll listen and I'll take in what you said and I'll consider it, or whatever the case may be, something like that.
Yeah. Do you mind me asking, what is your ethnicity? Do you feel comfortable with sharing that?
I'm Dominican.
Que lo que, papito?
Que lo que.
Oh.
But listen, I really can't speak the Spanish.
I knew it.
Oh, for real? Damn.
It's okay. We're in the same boat. See what I did there? See what I did there? I made a funny.
That was good. That was good.
Plátano boat, bro. What are you on about? There's no bananas.
What the fuck? Anyways, Helson, how do you feel? How would you more describe your guardians or parents? Or...
Yeah, I love how you corrected yourself.
I'm sorry.
Helson, tell me about your father, please.
All right, so for the people that don't know, which is everyone, I don't have a dad.
Oh.
And I basically don't have a mother. So that was cool. My father left, before I was born. I met him like twice. I don't really remember him. I don't remember his face. Obviously, I was really small, so I only remember that he was tall, short, gray hair. That was it. That's literally it. I mean, he got me like a pair of shoes or something like that. What's up? Oh, hold on. I got you.
Yeah, you thought, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold
on. So I'll wait. I'll kill some time for Helston to come back and finish his sentence. Who do you say you're more closer to? Who would you go to, parents-wise? Will you go to your father or your mother if you're in a situation that you desperately need help with? Or would you turn to your friends? Would you not even go to your parents at all?
I'm the kind of guy to turn to my friends more so than my parents have often.
You can answer that as well, Sanju.
I tried when I was younger to go to my parents. Mainly my mom, because my dad was usually very busy working and shit. But I don't know. I don't remember exactly what the situation was off the top of my head, but my mom basically, like, we had a conversation about something where I was really sad about it, and she basically brought it back in my face and beat me with that shit. Like, she ain't know me, Like, I was like, damn, like, you're really talking like I wasn't genuinely heartbroken. And she's like, oh, you're 13, get the hell over it. I'm like, what? What?
She was like, you're a man, figure it out.
Basically, like, I mean, at first she was more like understanding, but like then, like, she got tight about something and immediately threw out the whole supporting parents shit out the window. It was more of a, it reminded me a lot of like when I dated a girl, very toxic, who constantly took shit and just threw it back in your face. It was pretty much like that, and I did not appreciate that whatsoever. So for you guys, yeah, I mean, for you guys, you were able to kind of seem to get better understanding with your parents. I personally don't. I won't. I don't think so. My mom doesn't seem to really understand that either. Has herself been like, oh, you're very quiet. Why don't you talk to me? And I'm like staring at her like, if I talk to you, you're literally gonna throw it in my face like as soon as something goes south. So I'm not gonna even deal with it.
Yeah, why even bother? No,
Yeah.
I understand that. I used to be like that as well. Like I'll just keep to myself, and obviously that was like an issue, you know.
And of course, it'd be an issue because parents want to be in make sure their kids are okay. You know, but
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't like being used. I don't like being disrespected, and I definitely don't like being what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know the word. I was gonna say misconstrued, but I don't know if that's the right word. But yeah, like I don't like it when people try to assume one thing about me because of a small piece of information that they have. So that's why I never like the rumors and shit like that. Of course, if it's true, go ahead say it. But yeah, that's how I felt.
How's are you back? Am I done
Yeah.
stalling?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking
I
about
know.
cock and ball culture again. So what is your preference? Nah,
Mm,
nah, I'm
Whatever you
joking.
like.
Oh,
can we
nah, we're
continue?
continue about your
So yes. My father, not there pretty much, right? And with my mom, she just wasn't mentally ready to, and physically, I guess, um, to like take care of her children. So she gave me and my sisters, my sisters and I, whatever, to my grandparents. So they raised me, they raised all of us. And I would always go to them for help, or I would always like try to communicate with them. And I wish I was better, speaking Spanish with them because they only spoke Spanish. And they treated me like with nothing but respect, nothing but love. I mean, obviously when I misbehaved, like get that correa, get that belt, that chancleta, everything, bro. It's just unimaginable. But I was really hard headed, so that's I guess I deserved it. I guess.
Damn right you did.
I still love them. They're both no longer here, but I always remember them. I always like am able to recall like pieces of advice, like, and it still helps me like till this day. Like regardless, like it's their advice is like timeless, like to me.
Mm,
So that's why I could like feel like I don't necessarily have to go to anybody else. I guess bringing it back to what Doka said. Like, of course, I bring it to you guys. My friends, whatnot. When it comes to like my family, I don't really like opening up to them. It's nothing like against them. It's just with my mother specifically, because I do have a relationship with her. It's strained. So I feel like everything that I say, she does throw it back in my face as well. And like every time I would talk to her on the phone or like a text, like it just goes south. And it's just like, bro, like why can't I just have a normal like relationship with you? Like it's just it gets me tight. It gets me really aggravated.
yeah.
And it's like I feel like it's insanity. The very definition of
you like this,
The
sir? So
very
I'm gonna take it
definition of
over.
insanity is doing the same thing
Yeah,
repeatedly.
that's how it probably feels like. Your voice is fading into the abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Tell us about you, Sanju.
Fuck off. Anyways, one thing I will say though is no, none of you really answered the question.
What?
Oh, what was the
I'll
question?
help you out on that. The question is, I personally didn't go to either figure much. I really went more to my friends for help. If I
No,
did have to
that
pick a parental figure, though, it would be my father, most likely.
that wasn't the question. It was,
It wasn't
do
that
you
you actually
consider?
said who would you go
Yeah,
to
but that
if
was Doka's question. My question was, who do you consider in your family, like, were your parents more strict or were they more on the free range side?
um,
That's what the original question was. I'm here
Okay.
listening to backstories
From
while listening to the Naruto theme song.
oh well. To answer you, they were strict at the beginning, and not so much now because I'm older. And what more can they do? I feel like no, I did answer that. Fuck you, fuck you.
What about you, Brandon? What do you feel?
I mean, I said they weren't really strict. I mean, like I got the easy end. Like I said, because my parents, my mom, she already had 3 children before me, so I guess like her meaner years came out earlier, and as each child came about, you know, she got less and less strict with us, because my dad wasn't really strict to begin with at all. It was really just my mother being the driving force behind that. You know, every other interaction she'll get upset about, and then she's the one who's gonna do something about it, not him. But you know, after each child is like less and less, I hear the stories between my siblings, and they're like, "Oh, she did that to you? Like she never did that to me. I didn't ever experience that." You know, kind of things like that. Because obviously, I guess over time, she's just
mellowed out.
mellowed out or whatever. Yeah, and she's just like, it's a little bit more effort to get mad nowadays than it is in the past.
I'd imagine. But yeah,
So,
I guess.
I mean, I wasn't really sorry. I was just gonna say, I wasn't really like restricted in like doing things so much. Only when it came to a point where I was doing it too much.
I feel like we all answered the question, bro.
Anyways, next part is
He's not good at listening, really. You didn't even answer your own question. Answer your question.
I do feel like my parents were very much more on the strict side. Like I said before, my dad worked a lot, so I wasn't even really able to really interact with him as much as I had wanted to growing up. But like he is in my life, but with the amount that he had to work, it did feel like my dad wasn't really a part of my life for a portion of it, due to like the stuff I went through. Like my high school finished quite late. I would usually leave high school at like 6. My dad would probably be home at like midnight, past midnight. I'd be asleep. And by the time I got up, my dad would either be still sleeping or already on his way to work. So didn't really have a good relationship with him in terms of like growing up and having him like around and there. And even when he did start making time, I personally had already estranged myself from my family in a way. And yeah, I guess I can get back and go into why that happened a bit later, but that's mainly how I stayed away from them in a way, if that makes sense.
All right.
Yo, what high school you went to that you ended at 6? My bad, I'm eating my sandwich.
But yeah, what's in your sandwich, bro?
I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about that high school. But it was a charter school. The regular ending time was 4:30. Clubs were like an hour and a half, so you'd usually leave at 6.
Oh, then you had a club.
Yeah.
You made it sound like, oh, I was forced to stay.
Nah, I mean like we still had long ass classes. Like every class was like an hour and some change. So it was disrespectful. I'm not gonna hold you.
What?
For what? Hour 15?
I think I don't even remember. Do you remember, Brandon?
How long the classes were?
Yeah, I do know they were like damn near an hour.
45 minutes to an hour and 15.
Yeah, like some classes like were a little longer, if I remember. I don't know.
Yeah,
Fuck it. I don't know. I don't even remember.
So why did you ask us that question? What are you tying us into?
Shut up. So
what's the bigger picture? What's the bigger picture? Tell me.
Like I said, I'm mainly just wanted to. I guess the main overall question would be, you know, how do you guys feel like your upbringing as a child and dealing with your family and your parents is going to address and affect how you parent your children down the line. However, I do have a couple more questions I would like to go into before we really, you know, touch on that bigger question at the moment.
Okay, just wanted to know. Continue. All right.
So, just to clarify for the viewers or anybody else that may be listening, I don't know. Anybody on Spotify, blah 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 blah. But yeah, so everybody here has like immigrant parents, like you're a first generation American, or if not American, like first generation growing up here, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
My parents were born, so they were born in Dominican Republic, and then they came to America. And I wouldn't say I'm the firstborn or first generation born here, because I've had 3 siblings ahead of me. So, but I'm sorry. What was your question exactly?
Just like
it confused me as well.
Just like, how do you feel like your parents How do you? I mean, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Spit it out. Yeah, spit
I
it
had
out.
to I had to write something down real quick.
I'm listening.
But were your parents immigrants, and you know, that was basically just a quick question I wanted to ask to preference the next part.
No,
Oh.
but yeah, my mom's an immigrant. She is. She is.
Yeah, and you, Doka?
Oh, my father was an immigrant. He got his like legal shit together, and now he's a citizen. But yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah,
yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah. So my mother was born and raised in America. America.
Ew. I mean, okay.
Good kid.
So, all right. I guess
gonna
I'll
act
get
out.
into the more deeper questions right now. So,
Not gonna act Hausen? Okay. Fuck him, yeah.
I
Ho-
don't
oh,
know where this guy's
I'll
from.
answer it for him. Helson is Dominican, and
Why is-
because I was
Yeah?
guessing. But yeah, so I don't know quite sure how his parents were, but I do know he's a beautiful young man, and he's American as well. I
Wait,
do know
what?
his your grandparents were immigrants, and since
Yeah.
they're
And
the main
so was my mom.
team, yeah. So there you go. Anyway, so I guess the next question is a true or false. You guys can explore or expand on it a bit more if you feel like it. Do you believe? All right, true or false? Was your parent
False.
your first form of stress in your life?
Yep.
your parent, your first form of stress?
Of like as far as you
Can
can
I
remember.
answer it?
No, I mean, wouldn't that be well? I guess. I mean,
I feel like that's for anybody though, right? Because
well,
that's your first exposure to
true,
stress,
but
worries, and
they're gonna say also like it may be the first thing you experience, but it's not the first thing you've experienced stress from. It could be you having stress from a toy not working the way you want it to go, or
I'm not meaning it in such a broader term, more in a way that's like when you think about your relationship with your parent and you think about the stresses that you may be going through right now, do you think that the stress that they had put on you as a child, do you think that stress may have been on par with any stress that you received externally with your life? Because your parents are obviously the first thing you experience in your life, so it's more just
mm-hmm.
what do you think the way they raised you or the way they were as you grew up, they may have been, if not the first form of stress, maybe that was the wrong way to put it, one of the more prominent forms of stress in your life.
Yeah, because at least for me, they put expectations on you. They put it on me, you know. It was like you're our son. That means I want everybody to know that you're supposed to be taken serious. I don't want to hear at school that you're behaving bad or like you're making me look bad or stuff like that. Like regardless of what I do, like I kind of like I had to be like in the shadow of like my grandparents, they raised me and whatnot. So it's like, damn, like I have a lot to live up to, like, and even like neighbors or whoever came to the house would be like, yeah, your grandparents, they did a lot of work, they did a lot of this and this and that, and like, I hope you're ready to do a lot of work too. And I'm like, yo, bro, why you putting all this pressure on me, bro? Like, you gotta ease up. So it's like I got used to it, and it's like I had to carve my own path, and I guess maybe it sounded like I resented it, but like it's whatever now.
How do you
But like going
feel?
through it, go ahead.
Well, how do you feel that the idea behind being told like you represent us or you're representing us when you're outside?
I mean,
How do you feel
the
about that term or like that feeling?
I don't I don't really feel like any kind of way anymore. But I guess when I was first hearing it, obviously I hated it. I was like, why can't I just be me? Why can't I just form my own identity? And then I kind of embrace it, and it was like I do have to represent my family. Like they made it this far, so why can't I? Like why, you know? Like it kind of just flipped for me, where it was like, yeah, like I am who they were, and now I have to like keep going for them. and for myself and like represent them. And again, just flipping it on its head and just not making it like a problem or anything. Like
Mm.
obviously it bothered me at first, but now I'm indifferent to it.
What about you, Brandon? How do you feel?
I can't really say I've had too much stress, just because I've been fortunate enough to be born into that line of like the last of the child, the youngest or whatever. So I mean, I have had expectations though, because everyone else was not as good academically in their studies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I guess my mom was like, okay, well, they didn't go to college, you have to, right? So that expectation was put on me too, and I guess it is hard trying to, uh, meet their expectations, because if you fail, you don't know how they will react or what they're gonna do, but I always just had to do what I was doing, make sure I wasn't falling behind or whatever, to to ensure that I don't get the wrath of my mother or something because I don't meet her expectations, or I do something that's like unheard of or whatever, because I'm the child that's doing so well, and when everyone else is doing so bad, I can't ever mess up once or something like that.
Did that feel unfair for you growing up?
Yeah, it did. It did feel unfair at times because it's like I'm growing as much as they did when they were at my age. So, the same mistakes they've made, I'm going to make too,
Mm.
maybe more sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
I noticed that a lot of well, the reason why I asked about the immigrant parents is that I've seen that a lot of immigrant parents, when they get here and they do what I work to, have their kids be born here so that they're Americans and have that American dream, quote unquote. They usually do put a lot of pressure on those kids because they, as much as they do want their kids to do more and have more in their lives, I feel like there's a big gap in their maybe expectations or if not expectations, understanding of what their
I
children
think
are
it's,
going to go through
yeah.
as Americans. They usually do see their children having it easier in their lives, like having it easier as being American. And that's not to say that not all American kids do have it easier than their parents. I do believe though, I definitely have it easier than getting my ass whipped in Jamaica in
Mm-hmm.
America, But
Yeah.
I do think that parents as a whole should most likely take the time to understand that not only are you're raising this kid, but you're raising a person. You're not just raising a child. You're raising a person that will this person will become a person. Like, this is a little person. They'll be a bigger person, and they'll have to
Yeah.
live their own life. So that's
Right.
why I personally do disagree with the idea of like having to represent your family or having to have to live up to expectations. I do believe it's healthy to set expectations for your children and have to like kind of push them towards their goals, but I have seen a lot of people kind of be more pushed towards the idea that you have to become the greatest that you can be for
Mm.
us and then
I
give
don't
back to
think it always has
us.
to be a negative thing though. Like if I mean, yeah, they want you to do your best because they a lot of things they probably couldn't have. You have more opportunities to attain. So they're like,
Yeah.
we brought you here. Want to make sure that you can do as best as you can, way better than we've ever done, um, so that you won't regret anything in your life like we did or whatever. So you don't have the same regrets as we do.
Mm.
So it's positive in the fact that like yes, they do want to help you to be better, but also sometimes in light of their like good intentions, their their actions could be a little bit more overbearing and overwhelming for the person receiving that on the other end. So sometimes it could produce a mixed message too. Like, I really want you to do well, but if you fuck up,
I'm gonna
that
kill you.
it's over. Your ass is on the line.
Yeah.
Type of deal.
Like I guess that's the part I mainly disagree with, the whole sort of do or die mentality that a lot of immigrant parents have. I have seen that like we're all mainly from the Caribbean families, so I I will say that I've seen from a lot of Caribbean households, and not just that, but a lot of like maybe more. I don't know what the right word is, but more like Caribbean and like South Asian and Eastern Asian households, they all have this sort of, educational, do this, do that, so that at the end of the day, when you're rich and successful, we can reap the benefits as well. I know, like, I know
I
I
could
might
kind of see
sound
that.
fucked up for saying that, but I've seen it a lot when it comes to these households, and especially with
Yeah,
the
I've
southern and
experienced that. They'll be
eastern.
like, "Hey, when you like," it'll be like talking to cousins from Dominican Republic. Like, they'll be like, "Oh, like you're so smart. Like you know computers and all this other shit. Like you got a lot of money, right?" I'm like, "No, no, I don't. I'm not
Yeah, and
what you think
then
I am." You know. So they
yeah,
want to grab onto that like little bit of success that you have.
and
But
hope it can help them.
help that can help them. Yeah, because money is always gonna be something that turns the tide, and how like even with family, sometimes values aren't enough for them. It's more so money.
Yeah. What about you, Doka? Anything you want to add on or say, cutie?
No, I think you guys touched it pretty well. There's nothing for me to add. Nothing personally I had to add either. I think it was well said and well put.
All right. So
Wow, thanks.
the next question would mainly be, you know, tell me if you guys have heard this, but I've usually heard a lot of adults and parents say things along the lines of, if you're not paying bills, you can't do X, Y, and Z. So have you, I'm guessing
Yeah.
you've experienced that, right, guys, or not? Maybe.
Yeah, of course. And I own the fuck out of it.
Yeah, no, I've definitely experienced that too. But I guess it was more so not so much about it being like, oh, I pay the rent, so if you don't do this, do that, whatever. It's more
Yeah.
so like, I pay for the housing, so like, in order for me to keep making money to pay for this household, you need to do what you're doing. So so no, everybody has their tasks assigned to each other.
Have you ever heard anything along the lines of, or if not heard it exactly, but felt it in a way that it is gonna be mainly that you don't have any privacy because you do not pay bills?
Yeah.
Are you?
Personally, I haven't. I haven't really had my private. Well, actually, I guess you know what? Yeah, I have. She would like to go through a lot of my stuff, and she'd be like, "Well, this is my house, so and that's the dresser I bought you, so I can go into that dresser and look into it or whatever." I'm like, "Well, I mean, but it was for me, and like, it's not a person. Am I not a person just because you pay for everything? Like, I still exist here too."
How do you think that has that affected you in any way in terms of your trust towards your mom or parent?
Yeah, it definitely has, because like I said before, I'm not the type of person to bring my problems to my parents. And that was one thing probably as to why I didn't, because my mom is very nosy and likes to ask a lot of things, and I didn't like that she was always so nosy, even if it was a good intention. But sometimes you don't want to speak about things, and when somebody pries, it's like more annoying than it is to speak about it.
Pero papi, why you do it like that, huh?
Ah.
The dishes.
And
do
the
you
dishes?
do you think that
You asking so many questions. Let me get a piece of this pie.
no? So do you think? Let me say. I mean, do you have a question you want to answer, ask, or do you want to answer the previous question? Let's it
Axe.
out.
I want to answer a couple of these questions. My
Well,
privacy.
well, yeah. So, do
Your
you feel
privacy.
like? I guess I'll rephrase it to kind of touch on the bigger topic that I wanted to get on. I guess
Go
you could
ahead.
re-answer Brandon after Doka has, but
I'm
beyond the
not
fact.
gonna lie, I do have to go to bed
Oh yeah.
though.
Oh, you can head out. Fuck you. So,
Wow.
I guess my last
Ah,
question for you, because I'll make it brief, because I'm already gonna continue with these guys. But the question would be, in what ways do you think that your upbringing is going to affect the way you hold your own children? Do you think overall
yes,
you're gonna be more
yes.
strict, or you're gonna be more free range with your children?
Um, I think I will be I'll try to be innovative with it. Do some new shit, man. I don't know. Something like I mean, I wasn't really hit like that, but like, I mean, shit. If they do some fucked up shit, I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, what's good with you? You know, some type
Pow
of
pow.
corporal punishment is okay, but
It's
not
a
to
corporate.
abuse. But I think I would like to be a little more understanding. So I don't think I would be as strict. I think I would be more liberating for the child than I would feel like if I'm restricting them. Because I don't want them to do shit behind my back or whatever, and then like I come to find out like, oh, yeah, he's doing time in prison because he did this or that. I'm like, well, we could have prevented that if we did this or that. But that's why I don't want to have a relationship where he doesn't feel like it's okay to say something or whatever, or her or whoever. But I don't think I'll be a very strict person towards my children. I don't think my mother has instilled that in me, so I think I can be better.
Props to you, man.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
You can get the fuck out now.
Thank you. Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you for being
Love you.
here, Mr. Brandon. We'll be
It was lovely
sure
having
to
you.
drop any social medias and whatnot in the what's it called again? Description box. If you're on any of the audio only platforms, I guess you'll just have to say it real quick before you go.
Yeah, it's Trickster Puck, YouTube.com, and there's also my Twitch, Trickster Puck, Twitch TV. That's some I stream a bit of Smash, of other games of some sort too.
Trying to smash?
Yeah, we could do
You
that.
got Instagram? Anything like that?
Let's not put that out there.
Ah.
Let's just leave it at that. Let's just the Twitch and the YouTube. Okay, so
Yeah. Well,
Understandable.
thank you for joining us tonight. It was really interesting listening to you talk about these topics. I haven't really been able to learn that much about you in this
really.
way. So it was really cool, and it helped kind of continue my main idea, which you won't be hearing. You're gonna have to
I know.
watch. You're gonna have to
Sadly,
watch.
yeah, I'll watch it. Just make sure every audio listener, keep on listening. There's something good to happen in the next few seconds. But I'm out of here, guys. So
Good night.
enjoy your time.
Enjoy the travel. I miss him already.
Fuck that guy.
Oh no, I am. Me too. Have a good.
Sounds about it. You need to leave.
Wow.
Anyways, I guess I don't remember what I was talking about before I kicked him out, but yeah.
We talking about your porn addiction.
Punishment.
Whoa. Oh yeah, punishment and privacy.
Yeah, privacy. Well, I was gonna talk to you about my privacy. My
Go
personal
ahead,
experience.
sweetheart.
Obviously that was a thing. Privacy. Like, oh, let me go through your things, go through this and that. And I was like, okay, go for it. It's up to you. You catch me jerking off, you find the condom, like open it, whatever. That's on you. I'm not gonna explain myself unless you want me to. I'll definitely do it.
Wow.
After that, she just didn't push it no further. I was like, yeah, that's on to you. You want to go through that? You want to have that talk with me? Go ahead. That's fine with me. I'll be very blunt and straightforward about it. It's like, yeah, I thought it was pretty fun and this and that and so on and so forth. But other than that, I think my private life has been my private life, and I'm glad that she allowed me that much. I have siblings, and thankfully I had my own room when we all lived together, and thankful for things like that. I can really say I had my own privacy. I got to enjoy my time, to be by myself with myself, and gladly, allow my mother into my life.
What
How
about
about
you,
you?
Hilson?
I don't even know how to answer that. I mean,
How do you feel with privacy in your family?
there's nothing is private, bro. Nothing is ever really private. I mean, now it is for sure. But growing up, yeah, I'd have my sisters come into my room, or my grandparents come into my room, and they're like, "Yo, like you're not doing anything crazy, right?" Like, well, do you see me doing anything crazy? No, right?
If you
You
did,
hiding
mind
anything?
your neck.
Am I hiding anything? You want to check my room, bro? Like, what's going on? Because growing up, I was always I mean, I was always like bothering them or whatever, but then I just got to a point where I just wanted to always be by myself. So the fact that my demeanor changed, they're like, "Oh, are you hiding something? Like, why are you you know?"
Oh my
Yeah.
my sweet Nino, he's doing the drugs.
Oh,
No Nino,
I
no
mean,
drugs, Nino.
nah. Never thought that, thankfully. But
Yeah, you didn't get caught.
yeah. I mean, I'm glad it's what.
So luckily you didn't get caught. The drugs. Oh,
Sure,
the
bro. Sure,
hardcore
bro. Yep.
meth you used to smoke.
Oh my god. Yeah, thanks. He's private now and still to myself.
Oh, that's good. Pussy. But yeah, so
You know.
how do you think you're gonna, in terms of privacy, how lenient do you think you guys are gonna be with your kids? Oh, I didn't even answer it. I didn't have any privacy. End of story. Alright, so how lenient do you guys think you're gonna be with your kids when it comes to privacy? And at what age do you think it'd be reasonable to give them more space?
If I had to give an answer,
Mm.
I think I'll follow my mom's example. I think she did very well. While we did clash at times, she did set rules and boundaries, and it sounds negative when you say the word boundaries or set rules, but if you think about it, in real life, that's what we have. It's okay to set boundaries. That's how you gain self-respect for yourself. And rules, that's also fine. It makes you a better person. It allows you to think for yourself and how to interact in the real world. How I would go about it, again, I will follow her example. I think she did it very well. At certain points, we did clash, and that's fine. That's okay. It's okay to clash, and it's okay to fight, and
Deja
it
vu.
show and it shows that you gave a fuck.
Mortal
And if
Kombat.
you did, it shows that you cared. If you didn't, you wouldn't have gone through the length you gone to, oh, let me check this drawer for drugs. If that was the example, drugs aren't okay to experience at a young age. I'm okay with you experimenting. That's fine. That's part of life. You're gonna eventually get through it. If I shun you off and try to steer you away from it, you're gonna do it regardless. It's safe to just have the talk and get it over with. Set some rules, set some boundaries, and that's the best way I would go about it. At least I feel like that would be the best way for me to bring up my children.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
I do think I'm personally gonna be more
More of a cock and more toxic send you? No way.
of course. Anyways, I think I'm gonna be more open with my kids, sort of just ask them what do they really want from their lives, type stuff, do they want to be more open? Do they? Because of course, at one point, kids, no matter what, are gonna just sort of close off, because they're gonna start thinking, well, maybe I'm in the guys, I'm in the girls, sexuality and stuff like that may change. Their ideas on it may change, and they may feel nervous to experience or explore that or talk about it with their family or parents, which is completely understandable. But I do think hopefully I'd be able to be a way better parent in terms of, giving my kids their space and talking to them and learning who they are as a person beyond the idea of them as my child. Because I do think a lot of adults, from what I've seen, they don't see their kids as people, they see their kids as their child. And I don't know. I don't really know if there's any other way to get deeper into that, but I've seen it a lot. I've spoken to people. Seems like that's how they're experienced a lot. And I don't think it'd be a good idea to interrupt my child whenever he's doing something or she's doing something and sort of being like, yo, you doing drugs in here? No. Alright, that's what I thought, and I slammed the door But I guess, what do you guys think you would be more open in terms of like letting your child like bring their partner over to your house and like having sleepovers with them? You know, do you guys think you would be more open with stuff like that, or
Oh no.
hell no?
You know,
Uh,
if they got a job, I don't give a fuck.
Do you
If you don't
think
got a job,
your child has to pay rent? That's another
no, they
question.
don't.
Do you think
You
your
don't have to
child
pay
is gonna have
rent.
to pay rent?
Nah, no, no.
No, I think it's important for them to take care of their own bills. Again, that's why I want them to get their own job. I want them to get their shit together.
Mm,
Obviously, it depends on what they want in their life, what they want to put into their life.
yeah,
Um, Again, no, for sleepovers, I'm okay with it as long as you have a job. And if you're fucking in my house, you better have a job. You better be taking care of your child support and things like
yeah.
child support, birth control, things like that.
Mm,
I think that's important. Again, I believe in like safe sex and like like practicing safe sex. You know, talking about it, I think that's cool.
yeah,
Um,
You don't do
yeah, but you don't do it.
I'm never and have never gone raw or did it unsafely. You know, that's
He's
not cool.
lying.
He's lying. Nah,
I will send you.
Hey,
nah, I
hey,
would
hey,
never.
keep me
I
out of
don't.
this.
That's really
Anyways,
unsafe. I love myself a lot. I would never. I'm sorry.
damn, nigga, what the fuck? Anyways,
Until I'm ready, you know. Unless I'm ready, you know. That's
what do you guys think? I mean,
you actually way too many questions, bro. We
I said, what
haven't
do you
even
guys think?
got.
I wasn't even done yet. I was like, all I was gonna say was like, what age do you think is okay for your kid to have sleepovers? Sleepovers. Personally, I don't want to put that on the internet, but I did lose my virginity at a younger age. I was lucky enough that it didn't negatively affect me in any way that I could tell, hopefully. But I don't know. I don't really want
I
to get
mean,
into
I
it
could.
right now.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you after the podcast. You know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it did affect you. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Anyways, but yeah, when it comes to like having my child have a partner sleepover, I do think I'd be very iffy about it until they were more in their older years. Like maybe I'd say 17 to 18 would be a reasonable time. I'd say they could definitely have their partner over. As long as you guys are practicing safe sex, you might as well have sex in my house. Because God forbid I get an email or a text message from somebody in my community telling me, yo, is this your son getting head on the staircases at that park over there? What? Like, you feel me? Like, I'd be puzzled.
Yeah, how would you feel if you got a phone call from the school like, yo, I caught your daughter sucking dick behind the
I'd be so
under the stairs?
heartbroken. If it was like, I guess at first I'd obviously be pissed the fuck off, but like I'd have to rationalize it in my head and be like, yo, is this like your boyfriend or was this just a quickie? And she said it'd be a quickie. I'd be like, oh my god, yo, my daughter's a slut, bro. You're a whore. No, we stop. Even with my son, if my
Well,
son,
she got it from her dad.
hey,
That's a fact. Hey, oh,
so if
Oh.
my son or daughter is a
Or
whore,
both.
I'd feel bad no matter what. I do see a lot of people be like, yo, my son getting pussy, that's king shit, just like his dad. No, my son is a whore. I'd be sad as fuck because I know that whore boys don't have fun. Oh, like that. I would be so heartbroken. I'll be like, yo, son, what are you doing? He won't be like, yo, I'm fucking with another bitch. I'll be like, yo, bro, are you okay? Where does it hurt? Son, let me talk to me. Where does it hurt? I know you're crying inside, bro. I know it's painful. Tell me.
You'll be fine.
No, he won't. But yeah, so I guess I'd personally want to give my child more privacy, regardless of if they're paying bills. In my eyes, I do think when you reach a certain age, I should start treating more like an adult. I definitely do think 19 to 20 is a good range to sort of just let your child be their own adult, sort of give them advice here and there, but sort of ease back on the support, like financial support, kind of get them to their own job. I do believe that if my child is like completely like working and doing their things like that, I'll be like, yo, go ahead. You know, you need you need $100, here's $100. You need your car rent, your car paid, here's your car paid. Like, you know, if you're in school and you're working on something, or if you're like they're working on anything really, I'd try to my best to support them financially throughout that. I do think more passion type projects, they do need to kind of build on that themselves, like the film, music, art, anything of that nature. I'd say, the child should definitely just try to build on it themselves with their own, energy and money. I'd totally like, especially if I'm like giving you money and all that. So yeah, just use the money for your own, your own for things, you know.
No,
How long
I
have we
don't.
been recording?
What?
How long have we been recording?
I don't know.
You were not timing it?
2 hours and 38 minutes.
You are walling. You are walling.
But yeah, so real quick, I guess to wrap it up, I'll ask you the same question I asked Mr. Brandon.
I didn't even get to answer.
Oh,
You never
sorry,
get to answer.
sweetheart. Sorry, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. I'm so
No,
sorry.
just cut it off. All right, have a good night, folks.
Amari's brain is like a train. It just goes straight, and
But he's not straight himself.
that's it. Okay.
Anyways, so real quick, all I gotta say is, overall, what do you guys think your growing up and your parents have done that would affect your parenting? Like, both of you guys can answer, or if one of you just want to answer, do you think you'll be more strict on your child, more free range? Do you want to be more, on their ass? Do you want to be more loose? I know Doka kind of answered it already, but I guess Hosen, lay it on me.
I just want to be a loving parent, My grandparents showed me nothing but love, and when I give that to the people that I know, it does weird them out. They do call me weird, whatever, but that's who I am. It's like,
when
I'll just tell you after.
when you're being more like loving towards your friendships, you think people find
like
that
just
awkward?
like giving advice, like wanting to hear about somebody's day. Be like, yo, you man weird, bro. Like, why you want to hear about my day?
I mean,
Like stuff like that, and I'm like, yo, what? Like,
I appreciate it.
I'd like to hear about your day, or like, oh, I want to know how you're doing, stuff like that.
Mm.
And I mean, I guess that could, go to show, like, yeah, I guess not everybody's being loved, not everybody's experiencing that kind of like friendship, love, or whatever. But yeah, I want to pass it down to my kids, if I have any, and just be authentic and just be very real with it, So I don't know if I'm gonna be like harsh. Obviously, I feel like I wouldn't hit my kid if there's no lesson being learned, if that makes sense. Like you can hit your kid, but like what are they gonna learn from it? Like you gotta tell them what they're doing wrong and like why it's not a good thing to do it.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a mix of both,
I guess. I mean, I think when it comes to like, let's say your child is like playing with the stove, a little pow pow, something like small, like hitting them hard enough that they understand like whatever that shit is going to hurt if I do it again. So they kind of like get it more in their mind, because as a child they wouldn't really understand, hey, you'll kill us all if you keep fucking with this. They'll be just looking at you like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? So I don't think to an extent beating children is okay, but I do feel like I wouldn't beat my children as frequently or as unreasonably as I've seen other people get hit and hurt in my lifetime. I guess the last thing I will say, because I do know you two want to leave because you're tired of me, is that I noticed recently, I noticed, and there was a post, on TikTok post, where a woman's child ran away, and she was being kind of snarky about it. She was more like, yeah, if you see my son wearing those stupid ass skinny jeans that he's always wearing that makes him look like a little girl, just know you have my permission to grab him and rail his ass up and bring him home to his mommy. And I was just like, the fuck is wrong with you? It felt so uncomfortable to see something like that, and to see her being so smug about that. And this what kind of gave me the idea for today's topic, which is parenting and how it's affected us, and how it's going to, how we think we're gonna affect our children with it. And like I said, I think that overall in more immigrant slash minority communities, parenting itself has always been more, or is very frequently more on the sort of stranglehold side of raising somebody. I even was watching a couple of videos trying to do some research. I saw somebody even saying that you gotta train your kid to be the best that they can be, or train your kid to, so that they behave. And then somebody else retorted with, I don't want a trained kid, I want a kid, not a pet. And he was like, well, I want a trained kid. And it kind of like, everybody in the conversation was white, that's one, but it did kind of help me realize that, like, a lot of times from what I've seen, people are being trained into adulthood, not raised into adulthood. Like, there's a lot of not positive and not emotionally supportive things that these parents do for their kids. I genuinely see that. I feel bad that some people may never have a good relationship with their parents due to the stresses or the unreasonableness that they force on them. And I once again will say that me, Doka, and Helson, whoever you prefer, hopefully me, would always listen to whoever's problems. Like we said, our Instagrams are in the bio. If you want to hit us up, we'll be there. I'm at least here, main account or our personal accounts. Yeah, I guess that's basically it. I just wanted to touch on parenting a little bit. Maybe we'll go more in depth with it at a later time or a later date. Yeah, so do anybody else have any closing questions, anything they want to ask, anything they want to add,
Trickster was a good sport. I enjoyed having him on the podcast.
What do you mean
Hopefully,
What do you mean by that? I think he got a crust, bro.
by that? What do you mean he was a good sport?
Yeah, he got a crust, bro. I think he got a crust. Bro, don't use your power in a negative aspect, bro. Don't do that.
Yeah, please don't.
Don't do that.
are you mansplaining to me right now?
Oh my god. I won't lie though. Overall, I
Are
do
you,
think
man?
I was biased in the in a lot of my questioning. That's why I tried to stay out of it. I do think I was very much more against strict parenting. So that's all I wanted to add. And I fucking hate the older generation of minority parenting. I think it's completely stupid, asinine, and overall, I can say it has produced good results, but I do think it does a lot more negative in terms
Dude,
of kids'
if
mental
you had
health.
a disagreement, you could have said that, bro. I think that has it's a good conversation.
It's not
Oh,
Yeah, for
really.
next time.
It's not really a disagreement.
Not disagreement, but like if you had something to say, please say.
No, it's everybody seemed more to be on the side that it was either they didn't understand it or they understood it to an extent to why it was like that. Personally, just to say it, like I said, this is closing arguments and stuff. I dislike the idea of being very strict with children because, as I said before, it comes off more as training your child, stressing your child, and sort of just controlling your child. I'd hope that I'd be able to be better in that terms in my eyes for my children, so that they're capable of growing up and feeling like they're not just living their lives for me or living their lives because I'm telling them what to do, or feeling stressed out because I'm doing some shit. Because I personally, I've genuinely been on my way home and been like, damn, no, I gotta go deal with my parents when I get home, knowing that I didn't even do anything wrong. I didn't steal, I didn't beat nobody up, I didn't get bad grades. I'd just be like, once I get in the house, I'm gonna have to deal with something that literally doesn't make sense to me. And overall, that's just how I feel about parenting. I do think, in a lot of aspects, it has negatively affected me in terms of trusting other people and expressing myself personally. Like, I've been a very soft-spoken person because I've never really had a good place or good ability to express myself with my family, in my opinion. I say all my problems are from my parents, but I do think it has affected me negatively, and I'm trying to work on that. And I hope to be a better parent and person as I grow up.
Good on
I
you.
think that's. I mean, I would hope at least that'd be for everybody, because when you have something like that, you kind of put, an expectation on yourself. Like, okay, I don't want to be like them. I just want to be a good person. I just want to be a good parent. So
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, bro.
Stop.
I'm not proud of Doka, but
You're
I'm
making
proud
me hard. Stop. Well, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. We're gonna wrap it up right now because I'm crying.
of you.
So yeah. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or topics you'd like to give us, please direct yourself towards the not. I was about to say not safe for work. The internet cafes, Instagram. Leave any topics you'd like us to discuss, or DM us if you want to get in personal and let anything off your chest. We'd love to listen to you guys. Please check out the last video about mental health. Hopefully, the conversation we had may help you out a little and even give you a little bit more insight about the Oxford tragedy that took place last week. Anything else, guys, you want to say?
Oh, that's perfectly
I
fine.
love you. Take care of yourself.
How
I know.
about you look like DJ Khaled.
Yo, fuck you, bro.
Guys, right? I was the only one.
Oh shit, yeah. I guess today's special letter day is mental health is not a destination but a progress. It's about your drive, it's about your power, it's about staying humble, it's about devouring. Have a great night and day or whatever you're doing right now. Don't drown.
Or drown.